Jeff Katz for my friends at the Better Business Bureau, serving Central Virginia. BBB sharing powered by the Better Business Bureau. I love the opportunity to sit and chat with owners, operators, people in positions of leadership at BBB accredited businesses. I had the opportunity now to chat with Jeff Rollander, and it's an interesting company, Jeff, but I'm looking at FAYE. FAYE. And I'm thinking, well, where is she? And what is she going to tell me? Tell me a little bit about this company, would you please?
In fact, you've hit on something that was rather deliberate on our part. We as opposed to some of the legacy players in this space, we're in travel insurance. Mm-hmm. And as opposed to some of the names that are out there, which are combinations of battle, armor, shield, things like that, we've taken a very different approach, a lighter approach. And that's what FAYE Travel Insurance is. It's the modern alternative to some of those legacy players, much more digitally focused, much more customer focused. And that was what appealed to me. And that's why I jumped ship from one of those legacy players and joined FAYE 5 years ago.
Wow. Okay. So you were at one of these legacy players. Let's talk about this whole travel insurance space. A lot of us are going on trips. A lot of us are thinking, okay, well, I'll be just fine. What could possibly go wrong? And there's a lot that could possibly go wrong.
You're absolutely right. It seems like in the last couple years anyway, we've had everything but locusts affecting us. We've had crazy storms. We've had smoke just in the last week. Who would have thought about that?
That's right.
More serious things like war and all kinds of real problems associated with that. Computer breakdowns, the CrowdStrike situation was a big one for us.
Oh,
sure.
So
lots of things happening. So lots of reasons to have travel insurance and have the extra protection that affords a traveler when they're contemplating the risks that they're taking while traveling.
Jeff Rollander is joining us from FAYE, which is a wonderful travel insurance company. You mentioned that you're more digitally focused. Is this app-based for the most part?
It is. And in fact, our app won the 2025 Time Best Invention Award. So we're very proud of that.
Wow.
It was one of the things that appealed to me. I saw the app in a very early stage when I was looking to join the company. Was wildly impressed, in fact, with all the features that it has. It's intended to be a companion for you while you're traveling. So it offers assistance, a place to keep documents. In fact, even a place to find the local Spotify channel that'll play you the top hits in Germany if you happen to be traveling to Berlin, for instance.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, now I have traveled a fair amount. I have purchased travel insurance, but it seems to me if I'm booking an airline flight, it just pops up at the end. Yeah. Check this box, right? And then I get travel insurance from whatever company they chose for me. Are you telling me I actually have an option?
You do have an option. So there's a couple of ways to purchase travel insurance, and a lot of customers like the convenience of having that policy offered to them in the booking path is kind of what we call it.
Okay.
And that's certainly an option for people. That offers a product that's usually restricted just to that purchase. So you may have then protection for your flights.
Right.
But a comprehensive travel insurance product bought from a travel insurance company like FAYE typically offers a lot broader coverage, sometimes higher limits, and a lot more services that go with it.
Well, tell me a little bit about actually making a purchase from FAYE. If I've got a trip coming up, in fact, I have a trip coming up now that I think about it, and I'll be traveling for a week. I'll be traveling out of state. I'll be doing some stuff there. I've got an airplane flight involved in it. I've got hotel accommodations, and I'm going to have a rental car. How does FAYE help me out with that?
That's great. So, in fact, we're exactly aligned to help with those kinds of trips. So, what I would suggest any customer in your shoes to do is to go to www.withfaye, the word with, WITH, FAYE.com. You fill out just a couple of fields to get started, just your location, your address, so we can make sure you're getting the right policy, and then a little information about your trip, how much the trip costs, what your destination is, which also then allows us to give you alerts if there's anything going on at that destination, part of those app features that I was talking about. And we'll put together a product that suits your needs. You mentioned a rental car.
Yep.
We also have optional coverage that will cover your rental car so you can decline the rental insurance that some rental companies offer that's sometimes quite expensive.
That is the understatement. I know in booking the rental car, I was looking at the price to rent the car. just for ballpark figures, say it's $10 a day. The insurance coverage is $20 or $25 a day. And I thought, well, I'll just rent 3 more cars then. If one gets injured, I should be okay. I mean, because the prices do seem astronomical, to say the least.
Sometimes they really do. If you turn that fee into an annual insurance price, you get a very expensive insurance product.
You sure do.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how their math works, but we offer an alternative that's appealing to a lot of people.
With FAYE.com, that's FAYE. I have to know, is there a Faye?
There is no specific person named Faye.
Okay.
Perhaps there's something we could do in the future to have a spokesperson embody that name for us.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
How did you come up with the model itself based so much on the app platform? If you're talking about these legacy carriers that have said, well, we don't do that. This is how we do it. It's always how we've done it.
Right. The founders of the company looked around. They actually have a successful startup under their belts, and when they set that aside and set it off on its own, they said, "What do we like to do?"
Okay.
And they realized that one of the things that they all enjoy doing is traveling. And they looked at the travel insurance space, and they realized that there's some room for innovation there. That's kind of an understatement, frankly.
Yeah.
A lot of the legacy carriers are acting like things are still 1998. You send them a large stack of paperwork, you go through a lengthy process to buy a policy, and your experience is not as modern as we could like it to be. So they saw an opportunity there. That was the genesis of FAYE, and we've been off to the races ever since.
Wow. How long has FAYE been around?
We've been in the market since May of 2022.
Wow. Okay. So relatively new, but certainly with enough time in this marketplace to have some track record, to have people able to say, hey, I used FAYE, I like FAYE, something bad happened with the trip, and FAYE was right there to help me out.
Absolutely. The market has been responding very favorably. We, in fact, reached a $100 million revenue run rate. Last year had a billboard in Times Square, which was really cool to see, I will admit, from having been there from the first insurance purchase back in May of 2022 to seeing that kind of result, and we're far larger than that now. Wow. So it's been a really exciting ride.
Do you mind one more time reminding everybody about the app and the award for did you say the best app?
Time Best Invention of 2025 for the app.
That's incredible.
It's a real accomplishment. I've got some talented folks on that team that do things that I frankly have no idea how to do. That's their side of things, and they're great at it. And I'm continually wowed by the developments they make in that app. It's great stuff.
When you are in the travel insurance space, Jeff, do you say, hey, I really do have to try the product out. I am going to have to go on another cruise. There's just nothing I can do about it. I got to do it. It's research.
I have attempted to convince my boss many times of the necessity of me traveling, particularly to warm climates in the wintertime. I think is really when that market research is most valuable, and I've had some success in convincing him of that, but I appreciate your opportunity to again plug it.
Well, I am going to remind the folks at FAYE, with FAYE.com, that Jeff needs to travel and experience the product up close and personal. In terms of coverage, if somebody is listening to this and saying, okay, I'm going to download that FAYE app, I'm going to take a look at this. Can you give them an idea today what it is that FAYE is a travel insurance company, generally speaking? I mean, obviously it's not going to be detailed, but generally speaking, what would the FAYE travel insurance app cover?
Yes. So if you purchase a policy through us, you're typically covered for a number of things.
Okay.
So you're covered for your health.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. You're covered for your health, your trip, and your belongings is sort of a way to group it. So there's medical coverage that we will tailor based on your destination. So if you're traveling internationally, you'll get a rather high limit for your medical coverage because most U.S. domestic health insurance plans don't cover that very robustly. If you're traveling domestically, you get a smaller limit. a more affordable limit for that.
Okay.
So that's the kind of thing that we're putting together for each of those kind of buckets. So you have a trip cancellation limit to protect your trip itself.
Oh.
And based on the information that you enter when you're purchasing the policy, we'll make sure that you have enough coverage in case you have to cancel your trip and can't go.
Gotcha.
And then for your belongings, we cover baggage. We cover travel delays that might affect you and might cause you to incur additional expenses. So there's some additional coverages like that. And then to sort of put just a kind of a topping on it, we offer trip inconvenience benefits that pay just a small cash payment if certain things happen. So to smooth out the bumpiness that we all feel when we're traveling, if you have a canceled flight, we'll send you $200 right to your FAYE wallet in that app upon finding out that you have that trip. And we monitor the flights to make sure that that happens fast for you.
Wow.
If you have a delayed flight of more than 6 hours, that's $200. And you may also be eligible for regular insurance benefits to reimburse you. But getting that $200 right to your wallet and then being able to use that for whatever you want is a nice additional feature we offer.
Oh, my gosh, Jeff, I am already doing math, and within the last couple of months, the Katz family would be up apparently $400 because both my wife and I had flights in exactly that situation. Mine, there were a couple that had been canceled. They got me on some imaginary flight, it seemed, at the end of the day. But I eventually got home. Heidi had a situation where she was stuck up just up the road, up 95 at Dulles, and the flight from Dulles to Richmond was the one. I mean, she had flown across the Atlantic. Everything was fine. But from Dulles to Richmond, that was going to be the issue. To the point, I'll share with you, I actually jumped in the car and just drove to Dulles, picked her up, came back before the new flight even got to the jetway. So, yeah.
I wish we'd had this conversation 6 months ago then.
I do too.
We could have been helping you out.
I do too. Boy, I just love everything about this. Where would I find the FAYE app?
So you can find the FAYE app in the Apple Store, the Google Store. Those are the best places to find it.
Okay, well, I'm going to do that. We are Droid people, so I will go to the Google Store and download the FAYE app. For folks who want to learn more, do we just go to withfaye.com?
That's the best place to go. We've got all kinds of resources there to help you understand more about the company, more about how we can help you on your trip, and more about the other things that we can do, even for a customer. For instance, we offer an eSIM card for travelers so that they can perhaps save some money instead of paying for an international plan on their phone. So there's all kinds of things on the website that can help you out.
Oh, my gosh. I love everything that you have mentioned so far, Jeff. And I want to remind everybody, Jeff Rolander is joining us from FAYE Travel Insurance with FAYE.com, where you find the FAYE app in your Apple or your Google Store. As we wrap this up, Jeff, why is it important for FAYE to be a Better Business Bureau accredited business?
We greatly appreciate the partnership that we have with the Better Business Bureau here. We are a company that's selling a promise.
Yeah.
We realize that. And we do a lot to ensure that we are living up to that promise. And we've developed a reputation that we're very proud of. And we appreciate the partners that help us promote that kind of reputation of trust, and the Better Business Bureau is at the top of that list.
I love it. Well, Jeff, I appreciate you taking time to be here as somebody who trusts the Better Business Bureau. I appreciate the fact that it's important to FAYE to be a Better Business Bureau accredited business. And I've just had a wonderful time chatting with you. And I'm not kidding you. I will be downloading that app and making sure that Heidi does the same thing, because it seems like you're going to have a couple new customers very, very soon.
Love it. I've enjoyed the conversation as well, Jeff. Thanks very much.
Thank you. That is my pleasure to be speaking with Jeff Rolander from FAYE. Again, check out withfaye.com, withfaye.com. Jeff Katz for the Better Business Bureau, serving Central Virginia.